If you need level 40, unlimited, or anything else grinded here in Season 3, make sure to hit up Rose NBA for fast, safe, and reliable grinding services. Yo, what is good, YouTube, and welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we're going to be doing episode number 13 of I Build Your Teams, the series where I build my viewers' teams into the best teams possible for my team unlimited and or competitive play based on how much MT they have and what their squad is currently looking like. Before we hop into the video, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help me push towards the 9,000 subscriber mark on the channel. I upload every single day. I would really appreciate it if y'all do subscribe if you haven't already. But without further ado, let's hop right into it. Let's start off with this first team today, which comes in from Ant-Man. He's got 600k on current. He's got, a really, really good team. There's no doubt about that at all. I do think you are in line to have the ability to make some upgrades, though. I will say that for sure. Additionally, you're in line to make some more MT if you want. You could sell Steph, you could sell Zion. Both those guys, good cards, but they're not really being used in your 10-man, and there's no reason you need to hold on to that type of MT. So for me, I'd sell both those guys for sure. Just first things first, to make yourself some MT. Now, after that, I love basically everybody in your 10-man except for Joel Embiid. I think you could definitely use an upgrade there. And I think a great upgrade for Joel Embiid is to get a guy like Kristaps Porzingis. I mean, he's so good and so cheap. An elite level card in my team for a really, really great price. And then the rest of your squad is really, really good. You don't need to make any upgrades if you don't want to. Now, you can swap some things around if you want. Like you could sell PG, move James Worthy to the backup 3. You could move Dwight Howard to the bench, buy a guy like Giannis if you wanted to, and you'll probably have the MT to do so. Once you sell Steph and Zion, you definitely will have the MT to do so. Now, if that's something you actually want to do is a different question. I think that would probably improve the team slightly, but I don't think it's necessary. Outside of that, I wouldn't force anything. Maybe consider picking up a LaMelo at the point guard position if you feel like you need more offense, but if not, you already got two of the best point guards in the game. You could argue these are the two best point guards in the game. Great size, defense, versatility. So I love this squad already. Definitely think center is your biggest spot to upgrade, and then consider picking up guys like Giannis and LaMelo potentially if you think they'll help improve your lineup, especially for your play style. But really solid squad. I like what I'm seeing. Second team today comes in from Gravel. He's got 600,000 MT, plays on next gen. He's got D Rose, Ricky Davis, PG, KG, Kristaps Porzingis, Marbury, Maggette, OG Anunoby, Diamond, Giannis, and Big Z. So like this team, I think your point guard position is probably your biggest spot of weakness. You need a big PG, especially at this point in the year. You got 4 options in my opinion that are really, really good options. It's Magic, it's Penny, it's LaMelo, and it's Lonzo, and you could get any of the 4. Lonzo's probably going to be the cheapest, although I'm not actually 100% sure that he is the cheapest. I can actually check right now and see how much Lonzo is going for. But I would just make sure you get one of those guys, and it does look like Lonzo's going to be the cheapest of those. He's just slightly over 100,000 MT, but I think you pick up one of those PGs. If you want to go with the cheap one, you go with Lonzo. If you want to go with the one that I think is the best, it's going to be LaMelo or Magic. My point guard rankings have changed a bit, but really any of those 4 guys, just pick up one of those. I wouldn't probably buy 2 because that's going to use the vast majority of your MT, but if you wanted to, you could also sell KG, very solid card. In all honesty, what I would probably do if you want to spend MT is I would buy one of those PGs, I would sell KG, and I would buy Dwight Howard. So I would get maybe Lonzo and Dwight or LaMelo and Dwight, something along those lines, or really any of those 4 PGs and Dwight is what I would do, and sell KG. I think that's the best way that you can upgrade this lineup currently. But overall, I really already do like your team. I don't think it's in need of any sort of significant changes. A guy like Hedo Turkoglu as well is also not terrible at the 4. I think Hedo in the past has been really hyped in 2K. At this point, he's not as much anymore. He's quite cheap. If you could get one with added gold badges, maybe a couple extra hops, things like that to help him out on the defensive end. He's 6'10" with a good release, moves pretty well. Even if he's just got extra gold badges on him or you apply gold badges yourself, he's a cheaper option at the 4 that you could also consider throwing in there. But like this team, PG is your biggest upgrade, and then maybe a power forward to replace KG, save yourself some MT, or upgrade the team as well. Third squad today comes in from Cheese. He's got 45k. He said he's happy with his team, but it could be better. And he says he's now got 35k. Actually, he copped George Gervin from the bench. So D Rose, De'Aaron Fox, Kobe, Gervin, Rudy Gay, Pokuševski, KG, Joakim Noah, Alonzo Mourning, and Mo Bamba. Looks like this KG is the free KG that you got, so I don't think you can do anything with him. So he definitely should stay in the lineup is what that means. You got Embiid as well. What I'd probably do, in all honesty, I think the best way that you can upgrade this team right now is going to be focusing on, well, I think you play KG. And no, I think you play KG and Alonzo Mourning as your 4s, and I think you play Kristaps Porzingis and Joel Embiid as your 5s. That's probably what I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe you go with the Diamond Giannis. One of the two. I'd pick up really whoever you think will fit your playstyle and your lineup better. You could pick up Diamond Giannis, play him as your 4 or your backup 4. Him and KG could be your 4s, and you could have Alonzo and Embiid as your 5s. Or you could go with KP at the 5, have Embiid as your backup 5, and have KG and Alonzo as your 4s. But I would do one of those two things either way. After that, I do think your 2s are fine with Kobe and George Gervin. Point guards are a little small, but you don't really have the MT to upgrade for one of the bigger PGs right now. So I'd focus on trying to save MT and get a guy like Pink Diamond Alonzo, who's going to be the best point guard for your price range, who is also big and can play a lot of defense. So after that, that's probably what I'd be focusing on, because I don't dislike this team at all as a budget squad, especially once you get one of those, either Diamond Giannis or a Kristaps Porzingis to add to the team will really help you out. But that's the main upgrade I'd be looking to do right now. And then after that, just save your MT, try to get a taller PG. Third squad today comes in from Heesol. He's got 700,000 MT, plays on next gen, says he will have Dr. J soon. So once you get Dr. J, I would be throwing him in at that starting 2. Ricky Davis can come off the bench still. And then you can play really whoever you prefer, 2 of 3 between Jimmy Butler, Gordon Hayward, and Scottie Pippen as your 3s. And I think after that, your squad is fine, basically 2 through 5. I don't love Patrick Ewing, but some people like that card a lot more than I do. And I think he's fine as a backup center. So I would, once you get Dr. J, just pick 2 of the 3 between Jimmy, Gordon, and Pippen to play your 3s. And the point guard position is going to be your main position upgrade. And I think you really, in my opinion, buy 2 of the 4 PGs that I keep talking about, Magic, Penny, LaMelo, and Lonzo, because you have the MT to do so. That's probably what I would do. If you want to save MT, just buy one of them and play Russ as your backup PG. But either way, you need one of those tall PGs. Now, whichever one you want to buy is up to you, depending on how much you want to spend and what your play style is. LaMelo obviously being more of the 3 hunter, Penny being the probably most well-rounded one, and then Magic being the best defender and the one with the most size. Lonzo being the cheapest and also an elite defender, but maybe not quite as great offensively. So up to you though. Get one of those PGs, maybe even 2, and then throw Dr. J in at the 2. Pick 2 of these 3 for the 3, and your team is going to be really, really set. Fourth squad today, or 5th squad today, I should say, comes in from Cory. He's got about 200,000 MT on current, says he's close to AD for his 2nd trophy case opal. He's got himself a solid squad for sure. 2 of the best PGs in the game, 2 really good shooting guards. Small forwards also very solid. Giannis and Worthy at the 4s, and KP and Kareem at the 5s. Love this 10-man already. You could really leave it as is, but I would consider not leaving it as is. And the reason I say that is I would probably sell Ron Artest, swap him out for Ricky Davis, so that you can have that elite primary ball handler off the bench. It's probably the first thing that I would recommend doing. Outside of that, once you get AD, you throw him in at that 4. You bring Giannis off the bench at the 4 maybe, and then you potentially move James Worthy to backup 3, sell Rudy Gay. I still think Worthy is better than Rudy, although Rudy is very good as well. So I think that's where AD slots in the lineup, and then the main guy that I'd be purchasing is Ricky Davis to play your backup 2. I like Clyde starting at the 2 because you already have 2 ball handlers in LaMelo and Tim Thomas who can create shots for themselves and for their teammates, and then you can have Ricky Davis off the bench as a primary ball handler next to Penny and Worthy once you get AD. So like this team a lot though. Not a lot to change in my opinion. And then the final squad today comes in from Kobe. He says he's got 140,000 MT, plays on PlayStation, and is no money spent. He's got Penny and Lonzo, again, 2 tall PGs, especially for a no money spent player having Lonzo. Definitely love that. Kobe and Ricky Davis, amazing. T-Mac and Tim Thomas. I like it a lot, but T-Mac is super expensive. And for a no money spent player, having a guy like T-Mac in there, I don't love it, to be completely honest. Giannis and Kareem, I love it. And Worthy and AD, I really like it as well. But I think you could save a lot of MT and change your lineup out just a bit. And it's going to play, I think, at the exact same level if you start Tim Thomas at the 3, move James Worthy to your backup 3, Anthony Davis to your 4, and buy Kristaps Porzingis for your 5. That's what I would do. And honestly, if possible, for me personally, just with the way they fit, I would be playing Giannis and KP together and then AD and Kareem together. So maybe that means you start AD at the 4, bring Giannis off the bench with KP as your backup 5, or you start KP and AD together and bring Giannis and Kareem off the bench, or you start KP and Giannis together, I should say, and bring AD and Kareem off the bench. But either way, I would definitely sell T-Mac. He's just not worth the MT. As solid of a card as he is, he's not as good as Tim Thomas. Having Tim and Worthy as your 3s is going to be amazing. But that's the only thing I'd be changing is selling T-Mac, starting Tim, bringing Worthy to the backup 3, and then buying KP, moving AD to the 4, and trying, if possible, to play Giannis and KP together with Kareem and AD together as your other set of 4 and 5. So I like this squad a lot. Again, amazing no money spent team for sure. Definitely think you could free up a lot of MT though for future content just by selling T-Mac and keep your team just as good by getting KP instead. So another really good squad. A lot of good teams in today's video. They're already well built. Just a couple of tweaks here and there though could really elevate your team to the next level or save you a lot of MT and keep your performance high. So just my opinion on these things, obviously. Hopefully y'all did enjoy the video though. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with more 2K content very, very soon, and I appreciate y'all. Peace.